No. No. Hello, sir.
Yo, I just came in here like a kick dog. I was like, "Poof, let me in this bad
Kick
boy."
the door in.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
What's happening, boss? What's going on?
Man, chilling, man.
I was just telling everybody how we just came out of a bad movie night. Just had a ball, laughing our asses off at Twilight. And I was like, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, do you think it's held up? Is it stood the test of time?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I don't have a sense of origin because this is my first time watching. This is a first time watch for me. So it's not only just a bad movie night, and it's not only just bingo, in case you were wondering. That's one of the perks of our bad movies night, but it's also a first time watch. So for me, watching it, it came out in 2011. So we're talking, 14 years after the fact. It's silly. It's ridiculous. It's jarring. And it's uncomfortable, especially when we just got done watching. But who knows how that plays back then, right? A lot has changed.
Yeah, that's
back then.
Back then, now if you were an adult back then, you'd be like, "What is this silly shit?"
Yeah.
But the books were major. The books were a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the movies came out, the movies took the world by storm. Like it was crazy, and 14-year-old girls went crazy. I mean, and they, I said it when we were just now recording.
Yeah.
The whole battle between if you were Team Edward, Team Jacob was like the Crips and the Bloods. Like it was.
It also feels like 12 Play was arguably at the time that it came out. The time that it came out in 95, 94, somewhere in there, 94. 12 Play was one of the coldest albums I'd ever heard. It had some of the dopest remixes. Everybody I know was bumping it. I don't care what high school dance you went to. When that joint came on, everybody was on the floor. Kels could do no wrong. Now that we know, and you think about that album, it's like, ooh, that's really uncomfortable. Oh, every track is a little sus. That's how I feel like when it comes to at least Breaking Dawn Part 1, because you're looking at some of the stuff that they're talking about, and I'm like, that didn't really age too well. Like, I don't know. So I can understand and I respect the fact that this was a blockbuster project. I respect that.
I do too, because like I remember I was teaching when Harry Potter movies came out. And I was not hip. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't hip to the books or none of that. I didn't know none of that. So my students put me on. It was like, how you know everything about everything? You don't know nothing about this? Oh, we found something you don't know nothing about. And I was like, okay. And I saw the first one. I was like, okay, because part of my thing was, I was like, okay, we could have a conversation about it. If I want to, talk to the kids, be on their level, I need to at least watch what they watch.
Right.
And I'll come back and be like, yeah, that's just trash. Trash. Get my inner Bubba Dub out. That's trash.
Yeah, you already know how I feel about Potter.
But the first one, the one thing I did appreciate, J.K. Rowling, again, kind of like R. Kelly, we know different now, you know what I'm saying? People don't rock with her because she be online posting some wild shit. She just thinks, and I got, everybody thinks crazy stuff, but, I don't know if you should put that shit in print. You just let her keep that shit to yourself.
There's a lot going on. It kind of makes you wonder, like, what were you thinking? It's kind of like Stephen King, right? For those that are like diehard Stephen King fans that read the book It, that the book is a little, it's troubling. Those are some kid stuff that's troubling at best. Stuff that is absolutely left out of the movies. But, and you're not gonna, I'm not gonna sit on here and disparage Stephen King's brilliance, because he is a brilliant writer. But he had some questionable choices regarding who he was as an artist at that time. So stuff doesn't always just age well, and and I'm not justifying R. Kelly. I'm not sitting here doing that, but before we knew what it was that he was doing, there's not a person in here that wouldn't tell you he wasn't a musical genius. There's not a soul. I mean, you can sit here and try and lie and be like, I knew you didn't know that.
Yeah, don't retcon it. Don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I don't listen to R. Kelly anymore, and but I can't lie. You know what I'm saying? When she reminded you of your Jeep, like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. Like, he dropped some heat,
and you know what I'm saying. And he made music for different, different feelings. You know what I'm saying? You could bump and grind. He reminds you of your Jeep. You could step in the name of love.
Yeah.
Or you
I believe I could fly.
You could believe you could fly. That was like the 5th grade graduation song for years. Like, that was the song. After they had retired, what was it? Whitney Houston, I Believe the Children Are the Future. They retired that shit. No. Everybody believe they can fly now. We believe we can fly.
No, but to pin the tail on the donkey of what you're bringing up, I feel to me, if you were a Twilight fan back then, you may want to look at it again. It may feel a little different. But I'm wondering because I'm late to the party. Was it weird back then about the whole imprinting thing? Because that's hard to shake. Was it weird about 100+ year old man dating, marrying, and consummating, his love with a high school girl? Like, what was that weird? Were any red flags being checked at the time?
Well, there's a different sensibility when it comes to vampires, and that's just part of, movie culture, whatever, supernatural culture. It's when it comes to vampires being immortal, and them dating, because you never really think of a vampire dating nobody. You know what I'm saying? He's a vampire. Take what he wants. I want you. I'm gonna have you.
I want you, and I'm gonna have you.
I know who you are. We call you Chris Handsome.
He's either we making love or I'm making love. It's just that's like, oh, that's awkward. That's gross, man. Don't do that.
Here's the thing. I don't know, and again, 14-year-old girls loved it. But that really, to be honest with you, I don't think that's ever changed.
Okay.
14-year-old girls that holler for Elvis Presley, and Elvis Presley was grown.
Yeah, because Priscilla was a child. Like, don't get it twisted.
He hollered.
Hollered. Groomed all the way.
What's his name? Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Chuck
and
Berry.
It was his cousin on top of it. It was like he was underage and it was his cousin or something. It was like a double doozy.
Where is he from? He's filthy.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a lot of people are into that shit. This weird pedo shit, whatever.
Mark that Mark's voice said, we could do this the easy way or we could do this the hard way. The choice is yours.
I know who you are. He said, I calls you Chris Handsome. That's the wildest shit ever.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Carvalho, say what?
As a matter of fact, and this is completely off subject, but I just watched somebody's YouTube, somebody was being interviewed, and who was it? Was it John Morant? I don't think it was John Morant. It was somebody, Anthony Edwards. It was one of the new young stars.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying, but it was one of the new young stars of the NBA.
Okay.
And they were telling him about Karl Malone, being included in NBA stuff, and
he's a Hall of Famer.
Active. Yeah, they're saying, I don't see a problem with it, and it's like, but this, that, and his son now is the one that's, is, I think it's in the NFL or something like that,
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, he did what? They had no idea, and they said, and like their face the whole time, like it just kept. Wait, and they were like, is this new information? Why have I never heard this before? He said, and you can see the way he kept looking around like, does everybody know this? Like, why does not? He said, I think I just talked to that dude. Like, you know, yeah. And that's the thing. Yeah, it was Patrick Beverly. Thank you, Mark. Yes, it was Patrick Beverly. Like, his whole face dropped, and he's like, I know you lying. Like, what? Yeah, he was devastated. Yeah. It's like, because he almost like, are you pranking me? Like, this can't be real. It can't be real, and everybody know about it. And the dude is still walking around out here. He did
active
it to a 12-year-old. Got her pregnant and just like, I was cool, you know.
It's Utah. Look, I'm not saying, look, I think he's jacked up, but you know, state laws are different. I don't even know if that's legal, but there we go.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I'm a fan of anime. I am, and there is a definite cultural. At times when you're watching anime, there is a definite cultural disconnect with some of the subject matter that anime talks about. And it is oftentimes that, you know, they have like this baby girl kind of thing that goes along with anime. They have like these young girls, these young characters, excuse me.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, scantily clad, barely legal with the baby girl kind of voice, this, that, and the third.
With schoolgirl outfits on and all that shit. Yeah.
Now, culturally speaking, you know, that's more acceptable over there than it would be here. But my thing is the same people that go crazy over between Team Jacob and Team Edward, going crazy over Edward and applauding, you know, what's going on with Bella. I'm saying, like, where's the difference? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that what's going on with anime in those situations with the baby girl things, I'm not saying that's right. Trust me, it's weird as a grown man when I'm watching anime and those things kind of come up. It's like, oh,
a lot of people like that.
But one is very, very shamed, at least on my socials, completely shamed and rightfully so. But yet, you know, what's going on with a 100-plus-year-old vampire choosing high school girls is just kind of like, you know how the vampires be. It just seems it doesn't seem like it's viewed the same way. That's just my own personal viewpoint. I think both are tragic. Both of them are tragic, but one is viewed in one way a little bit more than the other. So that's
but honestly, you know, but as when you get into this supernatural type shit, a lot of it is like that. Because I think about, okay, so a vampire is typically always a villain, whatever. But however, we didn't bat an eyelid. We didn't think about it one way when Aragorn married old girl in Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
she was an elf that was several hundred years old.
Hundreds of years old.
Hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
And was going to far outlive him. And we didn't bat an eyelid. We looked at like, dude, it's Liv Tyler. Like, come on now. Like,
sorry, everybody.
Easy choice. You know what I'm saying?
Well, life isn't fair.
Halle Berry could tell you it didn't matter how old she told you was. You like, I'm 1,000 years old. He's like, and
Frank said, yeah, but Aragorn was a full grown adult. Then again, like the well goes deep. There's tons of instances. And we've talked briefly about.
He was a full grown ass adult. You a full grown ass adult when allegedly when you hit 18. What does that mean?
But I mean, I don't know if you all seen this was an 80s hit back in the day called Weird Science. Arguably at the time when I was a kid watching this, the most beautiful woman on the planet to me, at the time, Kelly LeBron. And the idea of this movie Weird Science is two kids hack their way in creating a program that can create their own girlfriend, and she helps them. It's a coming of age story where they get a chance to goon out over Kelly LeBrock, this fictitious thing that they've created. And you watch it by today's standards, it's troubling. Troubling. It does Yeah, it does not hold up. Whatsoever.
As are probably 90% of the 80s movies.
Yeah,
hold up.
Yeah. But that's the thing. You know, it was a movie of its era. It was a movie of its era, and maybe Twilight. As much as we've had so much fun, you know, poking holes at it, poking fun at it. Maybe, you know, it was a movie of its era. So if they were to redo it, does all that stand, or is it rewritten for today's standards?
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. It's hard to say it's a movie of its era. That was 15 years ago. That's not like, you know, Weird Science was 40 years ago. That's a different. It wasn't that long ago.
I mean, a lot can change. A lot can change in 14 years. I mean, we've seen a lot.
Hell, a lot's changed the last 5 years.
I was about to say, last changed the last.
Hell, I don't even like to go outside no more after damn COVID. I'm good.
Yeah, look, the nigga said, I remember where size. Yeah. Watch it again. You'll look at it a little bit differently. It doesn't. Yeah, it's different.
with a young Robert Downey Jr. I'm a dude playing another dude. This guy's a dude.
Hey, here's another one. You remember Tom Hanks's Big? Watch it again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, watch it again. Yeah. It's a little different.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them where you just look at.
That's what I'm saying. You be like,
the decisions, like, in these relationships between the adults and the children. You like,
yeah, and Big is great. Like, Big is an awesome movie, but some of the context is a little.
Yeah, a lot of those movies from the 80s, if they play right now, CPS is called in the opening credits. Like opening credits.
Oh man!
All right, my dude. Hold on. Let's kick this thing off. So, one of the reasons we're talking about Twilight in the first place, like as I was explaining earlier, as Centel said when he came in, you need to be a member of the Discord. It's easy. It's free. Be a member of the Discord. Be a member of the community. But if you're a member of Centel's Patreon, there's a special section of Discord where you can watch movies and TV shows with us. And we just came, actually, just 20 minutes ago, we just came from the Discord watching we had Bad Movie Night with Bingo. We had a great time. We laughed our ass off, had a great time, and we were watching Twilight. And we have thought about if this is a movie basically with vampires and werewolves, what are some of the top, the best movie monsters out there? It's clearly not the sparkling vampires. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So if that's on your list, you can just go ahead and click off. Just say you mute yourself and you listen because you're wrong. But now here's what also makes this interesting, because everyone who knows me knows that I don't watch horror movies.
That's why this is going to be fun. Yes.
But part of that adolescence, part of that coming of age, one of those things is, trying to fit in and being with people and being around people, but like, you don't watch scary movies, you just all punk ass up, so I tried. And then I finally, and then, I tried. I was like, what? It ain't that bad. This ain't even real. You take martial arts. What the hell are you scared of? Yeah, but like, some monster pop up out the damn closet. You ain't gonna karate kick his ass. What you talking about, dummy? The shit just popped up out the shadows. Anyway, here's the thing. I've seen a bunch of horror movies before. And some, especially nowadays with social media, TikTok and Reels and, and all those things, I am familiar a little bit with some of the different monsters from a lot of things I have never seen. One of the things that's on my list, I have never seen a movie, but I saw a short clip of it.
Okay.
I immediately had to get up and go to the bathroom. Did I piss myself in the shit? Goddamn short scared shit out of me, damn near literally. Oh, hell no. Why do you watch this shit? And I actually heard about it from Centel, because he was one of those ones who's like, oh yeah, that shit was scary as hell. I was like, he's right. I saw 30 seconds of it. I can't imagine watching an hour and a half, 2 hours of that shit. So So I'm gonna start off because at first my movie list is not all like scary.
Okay.
Top movie monsters to me means the ones that are iconic, the ones that left an impression on me. Again, someone who doesn't do horror. So my list is my list. So you can be mad, drop that shit in the comments, tell me how I'm wrong, or this monster don't belong on the damn list. That's your business. My first one is the most iconic part, arguably movie monster to me.
Okay.
Gojira.
Yes.
Gojira.
He's literally called the king of all the monsters. Yes.
Godzilla. Godzilla is, when I was a little kid, I remember those old Japanese Godzilla movies. I remember my dad popped one in black and white, Gojira. And I was like, what the hell is this? I was like, is that a lizard? But then it was like gigantic and turn up Tokyo. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, now I was a little kid. I was like, this ain't real, is it? Does that really exist? Because I had this thing about dinosaurs. So Godzilla was the closest thing to a dinosaur. And I loved Godzilla because I understand he tore up shit. And I was like, I can't imagine what their insurance is. But I also liked how, when the other monsters came through, he like, wait a minute. I tears up this city. You don't get to, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. You know what I'm saying? And he got with the monsters. I like that shit. Like, I love Godzilla, and super fan. I know that a lot of people say, King Kong versus Godzilla and whatever the second damn movie was called. But Godzilla -1 is a damn cinematic masterpiece. Yes. And take this Marvel and Star Wars, put that shit in your head. They shot that movie for $15 million. You kiss my ass, dropping shit ass movies for $500 million, and they shot a fantastic movie for $15 million. They shot that for a 6-pack of Schlitz malt liquor and a pack of backwoods. Y'all kiss my ass, making terrible movies and then making the audience feel bad because you done made a terrible movie and you spent, the GDP of a small country. Anyway, I'm off my soapbox.
No, man, I think you knocked that directly out the park. You want to talk about I think he is the most legendary role. He's got to be number one, right? Like, I can't think of anybody that's had such a larger impact just in cinema in general. And here's the thing, like, because art reflects life, right? And you're dealing with, like, the first Godzilla film came out like in the 50s? Is that what it was? It came out like in the 50s.
Yeah. It was black and white. So yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So you're talking about a country who just got done having a nuclear device relatively recently, a nuclear device dropped on them, not once, but twice. And you don't think the art is going to reflect that, Yeah. So artists, vent. And here you go. You've got a radioactive lizard who shoots nuclear blasts from his mouth as a way. Like, can you imagine how terrifying that had to be if you were like a young Japanese kid, during that time period, who probably knows somebody who survived that, and then you watch that on the screen? It's already bad enough it happened, but then you turn it into a monster on top. That has probably got to be the wildest mind F in cinematic history. Like, coming off of that, like, I remember when that movie World Trade Center came out, right? It came out like maybe it was like 3 or 4 years after 9/11. And people were all upset, and people were like, should this come out? Is it too soon? I want to say Oliver Stone made it, I think, who it was. I don't know. I don't think it was Oliver Stone. But anyways, it was like, this is kind of like too soon. This is way too sensitive, And I'm not trying to compare pain. This ain't the Pain Olympics comparing us to what happened with Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But, we saw how sensitive we were when it came to that. Imagine turning that into a horror film in the 50s. When cinema even had such a larger impact. I don't think there is a larger monster in the history of cinema. I don't think there ever will be a larger monster in the history of cinema than Godzilla. Mostly because of that content. Who?
I would say one, and it might not be in cinema. You might be right by cinema, but I would say monsters. I would say there may be only one to me that's bigger than that for the impact it made, and that was bad movie night last week.
Okay.
Was War of the Worlds.
Oh, that is a great. Let me shut up. Do your thing.
So, the original War of the Worlds was actually done on radio, but it was a radio dramatization, H.G. Wells' book. And the problem was, everyone at that time, I don't think TVs were around or whatever, or nobody had them or whatever, but everyone listened to the radio. They did this shit over the radio, and everybody, at least in America, thought that shit was happening for real at the time, and people lost their mind. Can you imagine what people actually would do if you thought the apocalypse is happening right now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You go out here and commit atrocities. You go over here and, you know what I'm saying? Hey, girl, this is going to be the last night we got together. It's time for that flatback. Whatever type of shit you out here stealing. You doing all kinds of wild shit because you think today this is it.
Yeah.
And then to find out you didn't confess, you didn't told your wife, I've been sleeping with your sister all this time.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you all for listening to our radio presentation. You like, oh shit. Girl,
that's not what I was talking about.
I got you. I was playing.
I didn't know that.
You fell for it. Like, woo.
Oh, yo.
So as far as impact with monsters, War of the Worlds is probably number one for real. And I know that a lot of people don't really know that, don't really know the history of it. Yeah. But I think as far as what you were saying, cinema, I think to me Godzilla's the big dog too.
Yeah, I don't think anything beats it. Well, since we're talking about, like, I've got my own personal choices, but we're talking like cinematic impact with monsters too. You know who I would bring in with number 3, and you've mentioned this, and then this is not going to be new on anybody's list. There was a movie that literally changed an economy.
Go ahead.
Young director by the name of Steven Spielberg. That's actually
not on my list, but it should be.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And here's the thing. He made a movie where in his head and what he had written down was supposed to be impactful and scare people, but then something happened and the main creature on this movie disappeared due to malfunction. And it was a shark. He made this little movie called Jaws. And what made
1975, that was 50 years ago.
Right. Now, we just gave 2 examples of talking about cinematic impact. We talked about Godzilla, and you brought up a really good one with War of the Worlds. Jaws was so scary, not because you get a chance to see the monster tearing off folks' legs and swimming away and doing all this other stuff. Jaws was terrifying because the brilliance of Steven Spielberg of turning lemons into lemonade. He discovered something that's far more powerful than anything that you can put on screen, and that is, what can your mind come up with?
Yes.
And he hid the shark because the shark was broken. There was supposed to be originally some scenes where you can see this clunky mechanical shark swimming under the water, and it broke down. So Steven Spielberg had to be like, okay, the show still must go on. We're still going to make this scary movie, but we're not going to show the shark. We're going to have your mind play these tricks with you. It was so successful. That resorts were having problems getting people to actually go swimming in the water. Florida had like a whole downtick in their tourism because people were terrified to go in the water because of being so afraid of sharks. That's what a movie did. It wasn't just Florida. It was like that in California.
That movie shut down beaches nationwide. All beaches nationwide.
Shut it down.
As a matter of fact, it became part of the log line or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're terrified to go in the water.
Scared to go in the water. Scared to go in the water.
And that was real. People
I think that's probably number 3. I think that is a good thing. Here's the thing, like me and Me and Rakai have not talked about like how the numbering is going, but I think we're kind of knocking them down when it comes to like level of importance, when it comes to impact as far as monsters go. Somebody in the chat put something in there that I'm definitely going to shout out next. But did you have something else?
I got one more, and then I want to bring in Frank because
absolutely.
I like the way that you're doing this.
Okay.
And all right, so since we're talking about impact, there's another one. I think I saw parts of the original movie.
Okay.
But now the movie they redid the movie for modern audiences, and then even made it part of the lore that this entity, this creature, pops up every 27 years.
Oh.
So they did it to the T, and they put out a new movie, a second movie, and now it spawned a TV show to go back to the origins of how it showed up in this little town called Derry.
Ooh.
And that is Pennywise.
Yes.
The clown.
Yes.
Now, the original Pennywise in 1980, the original one came out in 1990. I'm going to say 1990.
Shoot, I want to say it was probably even earlier than that. Maybe it was. Yeah, I think it was.
No,
yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Here's what I remember. I remember Pennywise the clown, and them damn red balloons and taking people down to the subway and killing the shit out of them.
Yeah, float down.
But
here.
here's what I remember though. As a small child raised in the 80s, I remember people went to the circus and loved clowns. I remember watching there was a James Bond movie with Roger Moore where he I want to say maybe Octopussy, one of those where he had to go to the go to the circus, and there was a couple twins who were clowns, and he had to dress up as a clown to try to get there and defuse a bomb, some shit.
Okay.
1990, Stephen King's It came out. Tim Curry played the original Pennywise. From that day forward, from 1990, we're talking, this is 35 years later.
Yeah.
Nobody, I mean nobody has fooled with clowns since that day. The only clown who has gotten any run, to me, and tell me if I'm wrong, the only clown who's gotten any run since it came out is Tommy the Dancing Clown from LA, who's out here doing crunk shit. Tommy out here just crunking. And for real.
My man said Tommy the Clown though, right?
Tommy do that thing. Hold on. And y'all don't want to know the real history. Go look up the real history of Ronald McDonald. That's how, again, just like the real history of Ronald McDonald, a lot of that's Pennywise. A lot of that's in It. Not only that, it's just like here's the thing. Here's the thing about taking not only pop culture but real things and turning them into other things. A lot of times the legend is better than the actual story. The story of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Several of the other stories, Silence of the Lambs. That all came from a real person. And actually,
Ed Gein?
Ed Gein.
Yeah, something like that.
There's a movie. I want to say there's a movie coming out here real soon where not Taron Egerton, somebody, one of the famous young stars is playing this person in the new movie coming out about this dude. But again, Ed Gein, his story, the real dude who, was killing people that were disappearing in his little small town. He was cutting their skin off and keeping that shit in his house. Wow. Also, this dude is also the basis of the story of Psycho. His mom was dead in the next room and shit. He's in there talking to her like, yeah, I had to kill again. This is more wild shit.
Yeah.
That happened like 1956 in like Wisconsin somewhere. Middle America, an ordinary dude who you would never suspect, and he's out here killing the hell out of people,
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
ordinary Caucasian dude. Like, hey, hey, Ed, you know. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go get his ass later. He rolled his ass at me, like, yeah.
There was a okay, so I'm trying to figure out which one as far as cinematic impact. I've got two.
Hold on, let's bring in Frank, because he's
bring Frank. Yeah.
Welcome, sir.
Frank cometh.
Hey,
man. What you doing over here? We're over here talking about impactful monsters, monsters in cinema, and me and Rikai, we're currently kind of going through cinematic impact more than personal impact, because I think I got some that have personally changed the way I feel about movies. We may get to that a little bit later, but right now we're talking about cinematic impact.
yeah, I made a list. I could list off some of the ones that I guess had some cinematic impact.
Frank's picks.
We're gonna be here for a while. Hold on, just lay out one and see if we'll just round robin this thing and see if we get back to something on somebody else.
I kind of put these all in the same category because they're part of the same universe, kind of.
Okay.
The triple threat, the Alien, the Facehugger, and Predator.
Listen, come on.
It made my list.
Hold on. Let me cross one off my list.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Xenomorphs. Here's the thing, and Frank, you're right. I didn't consider, even though they're iconic to me, I didn't consider the Yautja, the Predators, like on my top movie monsters. They are, as far as, but they are monsters, but I don't know, as far as, I don't know, I guess I understand their purpose. They're just out here trying to be Goku, you know, the alien Gokus or whatever. Xenomorphs, though, that's some other shit. I would never, you know, say, because even Yautja have a code, like they don't kill, you know, old women and kids or something, pregnant women and kids. You know, if you're defenseless, you ain't got a weapon, they ain't after you. They looking for the best and the brightest killers. You a top-notch killer? Listen, you look like a great trophy for me. Them damn Xenomorphs, they better not. There was one of them, was it an alien movie I never saw, where they made it to Earth and the military found out they made it to Earth and nuked the whole goddamn town. It's like, you know, it was a military accident. They nuked that whole goddamn town. No, that shit ain't getting out. I have not seen the movie. I saw some clips of it or a recap or something on, you know, something on YouTube or whatever. But I get it. There's a new show. Centel, you're doing a reaction to Alien Earth.
Yeah, and
I don't know the premise of it, but you put them two words together: Alien, Xenomorphs, and Earth. Hell no. I couldn't imagine going nowhere and a damn face hugger jump out and SA your face. Like, no. No.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to see this one.
Back up off me, Diddy. No. Diddy bugs from space. Hell no.
I'm gonna bust out through your chest.
Yeah, that's even more.
That's just, there's a lot going on with that. Go ahead, Frank. What else you got on there? Because I got one more.
I got another, like, I kind of lumped them in the same category because they came around the same era and they're in the same spirit of fun.
Okay.
You got Freddy and Chucky from their respective movies, Nightmare and Child's Play.
Yep. Chucky was on my list.
Freddy Krueger's on my list.
Yeah.
And that's only because, like, and I, now that I'm looking through my list, I didn't realize it at first, but now these ones are ones that had actual impact on me. There's only 2 on this list that I've never seen those movies, but I saw a little bit of these monsters. I was like, oh, hell no. But Freddy Krueger, I remember I watched the first and the second, the original Freddy Krueger with Nightmare on Elm Street with Robert Englund.
Yeah.
At that point, I want to say it was these movies that I said, you know what? This horror movie shit, I'm out. I am fucking done. I am so done, because that first one,
there was no jokes
That first one came out, and I remember I watched that shit. I didn't sleep for like 2-3 weeks. I was drinking coffee, taking no-dos,
That first one's
had
crazy.
toothpicks in my eyes. I wasn't going to sleep for shit because here's what I understood. I understood that if Jason was going to get you, you had to be at Camp Crystal Lake. Understood that if what's Michael Myers was going to get you, you had to be in Haddonfield, Illinois. Like a lot of these, well, that's true. Come here, big baby sis, whatever. I understood that a lot of these monsters, they have specific hunting grounds. As long as I didn't go there, I'm good. Freddy Krueger had that too. However, he can get your ass if you fall asleep. If you daydream in class, he's on that ass. Absolutely not. Absolutely. Everybody, I don't give a shit where you are. Everyone on this earth sleeps. And that is one of the most fantastic premises for a monster to come get you. You've been taking martial arts all your life. You are a killer on the shooting range. It don't matter in the dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know. And now after the second movie, from what I understand, I remember his shit got real silly because he got so popular that now he's out here popping one-liners. And
it went downhill from there with the jokes, but that's what I love about him too.
Yeah, and I appreciate, and even though those movies got dumb as hell too, they's like, you know what, we not gonna make that same mistake and have Michael Myers and Jason start out here freestyling and talking and shit. Like, no, they just creepy. They just gonna walk your ass down.
I love after the string of Freddy movies that they kind of took a little bit of a break, but then Wes Craven came back and did the New Nightmare or whatever. What wasn't the best movie, but he spun it on its head where it's like, okay, the actress that played Nancy in the first movie, this is a movie about her, and Freddy comes into the real world. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, that was a cool concept.
Now, I remember, too, when they tried to reboot the Nightmare on Elm Street, and they got Jackie Earl Haley or whatever, on the guy who was Rorschach in Watchmen.
Yeah.
He was the new Freddy. Yeah. And I think that they tried to do a little bit more into the lore of that he was accused of being a pedo, and they burnt his damn house down and burnt him up in it, and I don't know, the Dormammu showed up and gave him the spirit of vengeance or some shit. I don't know, but the crazy thing, that reboot, whatever it is that they did, it did not go over well. I think that was a huge box office flop.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was all right, but it was not worth recommending to anybody.
Now, I did see the original Child's Play, and I think, kind of like you said, Child's Play, Chucky and Freddy Krueger in the same vein.
Yeah.
But the original Child's Play movie pissed me off though.
Why
because
that?
I understand. Okay, the criminal, the serial killer who escaped, and he's in the Satanism, and he summons a demon or whatever, puts him in the Child's Play doll or whatever. Okay, if that's a premise you want to go with that, sure. But I just didn't understand. I was not afraid of a damn doll. I was like, what I'm saying? I will beat that doll's ass. Like, what I'm saying? Okay, he done went to the kitchen and got a knife. There ain't the only knife in there, bitch. Like, it's like a damn doll. And I get it. He kept coming back and he kept popping up, but I just felt like,
I understand.
A doll, like, it's like if you told me, what was that one with Mark Wahlberg, Ted? If Ted, Teddy Ruxpin became sentient and he's out to kill you. His ass up.
Well, he always had, he was funny as hell. And then it was just one of those things. Well, here's the thing. Like, I remember when I was a kid, my grandmother used to collect baby dolls. And this was like I'm not talking about the baby dolls that you see today. I'm talking about the old school baby dolls that came out in like the 40s and the 50s and stuff like that. They're made out of porcelain faces.
Which that's
weird.
It's not on my list.
Faces.
but it's not on my list. But Annabelle, is that one now?
That's on my list.
Well, I think Chucky came out like around that time. Like dolls look differently now than they did back then. Like Cabbage Patch Kids dolls were like weird looking. You know, My Buddy. That was like right around when My Buddy came out too, which was like a really big hit at the time.
Teddy Ruxpin and
Teddy Ruxpin.
Remember
My Buddy was such a viral thing that people were selling out stores everywhere. And then Child's Play comes out.
Wasn't that based on My Buddy?
Yeah, it was like loosely based on My Buddy, and it took this thing that was in so many kids' houses at this time and turned it on its head. It took the thing that's supposed to be safe. You know, it's like a security blanket. And what happens when the security blanket is the thing that's trying to kill you, right? So that's the thing that made it kind of like really messed up.
I'm almost positive that the Child's Play movie damn near bankrupted, or you know what I'm saying, completely destroyed that My Buddy line. Like,
look at My Buddy again after that.
Yeah, you watch that movie and that shit, as soon as you get home, that shit is out. Going in.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I got something that I think that to me changed cinema. Another moment, not nowhere near as impactful as some of the stuff that we said before, but I remember being a kid and watching zombie films and always thinking in the back of my head, not me. There's no way this slew-footed dude dragging his feet is gonna ever catch me. It's not gonna happen. I'm way too quick.
I know what you're about to say too.
It ain't happening.
I feel like I know where this is going to.
And then this little movie came out, and I think it was 2002, called 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
Okay. Frankie, any things to close out with while we wait for? Oh, he's out of there.
No, I'm good. I already said I was good before you got back in.
Tag in. Okay, so Rakai doesn't say. Make sure you go head over to his YouTube channel. He gives these great deep dives. Kind of like we're having like some of these conversations right now. To show some love, hit the subscription button. Show some love over to his Patreon as well. If you don't know about our Patreon, there should be a link in all the videos that we put out. If you want to be a part of that, Patreon members get a special section of the Discord. You can actually watch us do some of these reactions live. You can tell how many times I've said this. But it is a lot of fun. The community is A1. I think that is about it. Thank y'all for hanging out on a late Saturday night. We are going to continue to do our bad movie nights on Saturdays as well, and following up by our live stream. And a cool little topic. Once again, that's one of those things that you can check out if you are a Patreon member. There you go. You guys, your final thought. I shouted out your page. I shouted out the Patreon. I shouted out the Discord. I shouted out the bad movie night. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's it that we're caught up on.
Listen, I don't know what's happening, but it is that time. So again, I want to say thank you to Frank and to Centel again for being here today. I did want to say that, what is it? Yes, because actually I had stopped just for a second to look up Bingeworthy this week. So huge shout out to the Geeks Network as always. Geeks Network gave me my first reps in this creator space, and then I've kind of found my footing and stepped out with Centel, and now I do a little something on the side of myself. Let's something. But I do want to say thank you to the Geeks Network, to Chuck and Rodney. As always, we do a show called Bingeworthy on Wednesday nights, and this Wednesday night in particular, we'll be doing a wonderful show that has now come to a close on Netflix called The Sandman Season 2.
Sure.
So we want you to definitely tune in for that. Thank you to Frank for showing up as always. Thank you to the people who were not able to show with us tonight, like Sherelle and Donnie. And as always, my ace. Thank you, Centel, for showing up and making these things fun. Listen, I'm gonna tell you again, get in the Discord, get into Centel's Patreon, so that when we're in the Discord, we do a thing of watch us work, watch me work, and you can see when we record, and not just us two. When Centel records with anybody, he's done great stuff with Frank. He works with Leo, with Marissa, with MC. and a bunch of other folks. So, and it's all fantastic, and you can catch that in the Discord, but you got to be in his Patreon so you get in that special section. The Discord is a great place. We did Bad Movie Night tonight with Bingo, and it was great. It was a great time. We're going to do the last one in that particular movie series next week, I think. Thank God we'll be done with that shit. And then we're going to be on to some new wonderful, terrible movies.
Yeah.
And on his page, make sure you keep checking the reactions that we do on his page. Keep checking the deep dives that we do on my page. And I got some other stuff coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. But I want to say thank you to everyone. Show up next week. We're going to do something else wild, and we're going to have a great time talking about it. So thank you, and we'll see y'all soon.